Hello everyone, welcome to the Maverick Cloud. So today we will learn copy activity of Azure Data Factory, which is the very important in Azure Data Factory, and this is the backbone of Azure Data Factory. So let's start. What is copy activity first? So copy activity is a primary activity used to move data from source to destination. It's like a data mover engine where your data it resides somewhere in cloud storage, somewhere in on-prem server or private network. So if we wanted to move our data from source to destinations, then we have to use Azure Data Factory. Inside Azure Data Factory, we have to use copy activity. So this is the very important activity whenever we wanted to move our data from source to destination. And this is very important where it will be manage 90 plus of connectors, and we can easily connect for various sources like Azure SQL or SQL databases of Blob, ADLS, REST API or IoT devices as well. So here we can connect with this source, and we can copy the data from source to destinations easily. So let's try to understand, like we have source where data is stored and we wanted to move the data into our destination. Okay, so inside ADF, inside Azure Data Factory, we have to use copy activity to make the connections then from source to sink, and then we can move easily by using copy activity. And so let's why we have to use the copy data activity and what is the importance of copy activity. So it's a fundamental of most data pipelines. Without it, no data can move from source to destinations. We cannot imagine in Azure Data Factory without using copy activity, we can't move data from one locations to another locations. And it's also enable hybrid data integrations as well, like copy from on-prem to cloud or cloud to cloud. And it supports parallelism, fault tolerance, and pre-copy script for flexibility and control over the data before copy into the target. Okay, and wait, we have to use basically in real time. Like imagine we are working in a retail company, and every night or day we need to move that sale data from on-prem SQL Server to the cloud storage. So we can use Azure Data Factory to make or to automate the pipelines. In every night or every day it will run the pipeline and it will copy data from on-prem to our cloud storage. So it's very easy to implement in real life. And you also use a copy activity in ADF to extract the data from source, load it into the blob or ADLS, and trigger into the downstream to do the analytics, to do the more complex transformations and process onto your data sets in Azure Data Factory in Azure by using a notebook that is called inside Databricks and or Synapse Analytics also. And it's also used incremental load where data is coming and storing onto the particular locations, but we wanted to move the recent data only, which came just recently on, like 1 day back, 2 day back, 3 day back, or 1 week back data. If we wanted to move those specific data only, which can manage easily via copy activity, we can move the data, recent data into the target locations by using watermark, column, and different activities. Using activities, we can easily move. So let's come to the lab, so I can show you the real time how we can implement and use the copy activity. So for that, first of all, I will show you what and all we need we required. Okay, so like we need a storage account where our data is stored first, and then we need also one pipeline as well, where we will use, so it will be in ADF. Okay, and after that also we need one storage account where we wanted to store our data. Okay, so that will be a source. Okay, so that will be a source, like where we wanted to store our data in ADF. Okay, via ADF using copy activity. So for that we need two things. First of all, that should be a link services, where the one link services which will connect from source, and one link services which will connect from pipelines to the destinations, and the another link services pipeline to the destinations as well. Okay, and the data set. So two data sets we required. For example, we have a CSV data, we have a pocket file data, or we have SQL database. So this is the different kind of sources and different type of the data types. Okay, so we have to make sure the what kind of data we wanted to move and in which format we have to move. Okay, so like here example, we have a CSV data, so we have to create a data set with dataset before making the pipelines, and then we have to create a dataset for destinations as well. So two datasets it will require. So let's come to the storage account, and I'll show you. So as I told you, we need a storage account where the data should be there. So see in Maverick storage demo, into the container, once you will come here, then I have created one input folder. Inside input folder I have loaded employee data. So let's see it. So we can edit, we can see the data, how much data we have. So like let's say example, we have three records in employee data. Okay, employee file. So I wanted to move this file into another folder. Okay, so here I will make a container where the name should be output. Just create it, and then you can see a container is created. So inside this container no any files is here. So my job is I wanted to move this emp.csv file into the output folder. Okay, so how we can achieve it? So we can achieve it very easily. Come to the Azure Data Factory. So this is my Azure Data Factory, and come to here. We have to create a new pipeline, and as I told you, that pipeline should use activity. Which activity? That will be a copy activity. So with copy activity only we will able to move data from source to destinations. Okay, so like copy activity, drag and drop it here, and you can give the name source to sync means destination. Okay, so this is that name of our copy activity, source to sync. So here in source we have to, as I told you, we have to create a source data set as well. So click on the new and see where our data is stored. Okay, so our data is stored into the Blob Storage. So select the Azure Blob Storage, and what kind of data we have. So we have CSV data, okay, in our input folder. So click on CSV and name it source data set. And also we have to create a link services. Okay, and one more thing, this is auto resolve integration runtime. So whenever we will use Azure Data Factory, then auto resolve integration runtime will be by default. It will provided by Azure Data Factory itself. Whenever we will create Azure Data Factory workspace, then it will be created by default. But this is very this is useful for low data volume, for and low data volume, and for lower general transformations we can use it. If we have a higher data volume, like in TB or in like more than 500 GB and 700 GB or a TB or petabytes, so according to that we have to create our own integration runtime, and we can customize that integration runtime is whatever we wanted to give that code and that CPU, and also we can customize it. So I'll show you also after this lab, so don't worry about that. See, I have to create a source linked service. Okay, and then here I will select subscriptions, let it be all, and then here I will select the storage account. So here you can see Maverick storage demo. Okay, and here I can check the test connections. So see, connections is successfully, and now you can create a link services. And here, after creating the link services, we have to specify the path where our data is located. So as we show, data is in input folder. Okay, so inside that input folder, just select this data file. So it's came emp.csv, and then you can okay, hit on OK. So it will create a link service for source location. Okay, so you can see here, open and test. You can open it and you can see it link services over here. Okay, and then now we are good from the source. Okay, and now we have to go come to the sink, and as we discussed, we need to data sets also for the source, for the sink, sorry, for the sinks from pipeline to sink. So it should be IDF, and it will be a sink data sheet. And here we have to create a link services again. So we have already one link services, but that is for a source to pipeline, and now we need another link services that will be from pipeline to destinations, which will connect. Okay, so auto resolve integration runtime will use it because this is the by default, and here we have to select the storage account. So now we are selecting the same storage account but different folder. The data should be copied into the different folder. So we can check also the test connection. So connection is succeeded, and now create. And now here if we have to specify which container we wanted to store our data. Okay, so output I will select, because inside output there is nothing is there, you can see. So come to the root folder and just select the output folder and then create it. So you can see sync is also created. Okay, now we are good to debug our pipelines, because every connections has made. We have given source and destinations data set as well. So just try to debug it. So when we will debug, then it will run our pipeline and it will give the results, whatever pipeline is failing or succeeded. Okay, so just to give me a minute, that's in progress. So you can see also here after it will run. So see, now our pipeline is succeeded. Okay, so it will be meaning our job is succeeded, means our data is moved from one folder to another folder. Okay, so you can check here also, like we had 23 bytes of data, and in sync also we have 23 bytes of data. Okay, and duration, what duration is taken, so 11 seconds it has taken, and throughput it was 36 bytes per second it was taken. So this is that output, throughput is deciding, it's displaying like how frequently, how much time it's take to move the data from one location to another locations, and what the data DIU used. So see, DIU means data integration unit, and it was used for four unit of the data integration unit, and parallel copy we have used, so it was one parallel only, because we have one file only, so it's a very less sizes. One is 73 bytes, so it was taken one parallel copies. Okay, so I'll show you that folder as well. So let me refresh it, come to here, let me refresh it here also, come to the output, and inside C you can see the employee.csv file is available, and you can add it and you can preview. So you can see the same file is came from input folder to the output folder, input folder to the output folder. So this is how we can manage the data movement from one location to another location, from source to target. Okay, so this is very easy to move the data from source to target, and this is very important activity in Azure Data Factory, entire whole activities. Okay, and let me tell you one thing also. So I will show you to troubleshoot. If sometime assume we have huge data volume, like 100 GB, like 200 GB of the data file we have, 500 GB of the data file we have. So in that case we have to, in that case with same configurations it will not work. Sometimes it will fail, and sometimes it will take huge time to complete this copy data activity process, and if the timeout will be reached, then it will be fail. Sometimes it's happening, okay, in real time. So so we have to increase the timeout also, like this is a 12 hour. Okay, so we can increase it, and also retry. So like if I will set the number like 1 retry, 2 retry. So if once even one first stage, if it will be failed, then again it will retry to run our pipelines. Okay, so we have to implement these retry options also. This is very important. Okay, and retry interval means if the data will be failed, if the pipeline is failed, then in after how many seconds, after how many seconds, that data pipeline will again run the pipelines. Okay, so like 30 seconds, and you can decrease it as per your requirement. Okay, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and whatever you need, how frequently you wanted to retry your pipelines. Okay, and also the thing is, on sync side, if you can see here in settings, so you can see here data integration unit is auto, and degree of copy parallelism is auto, I have said. So let's assume we have huge number of file, and if we have given only 4 data unit integration unit, so because of lack of resources, that activity will fail, because it will not able to handle those huge amount of the data with 4 unit only. So according to that, we have to increase, we have to do the try and run, and we can make our pipeline optimized. Okay, and degree of parallelism as well we can manage. So maximum is 32 parallelism. Okay, and minimum is 1 parallelism. So better to recommend for larger amount of the data, we have to set it auto. Okay, and yeah, one more thing I have to tell you. So in starting I told you, like we have integration runtime. So we have by default integration runtime which is running, see here, which is running. But if in case this integration runtime will not able to handle those much amount of the data, then we have to increase, we have to create Azure manage integration runtime, so we can increase and we can customize that code for particular core of that integration runtime. Okay, so like Azure, you can see it here, and I will show you, like, see, this is the small. So small so will be a 4 core only. The small will have the 4 drivers code. Okay, so as per requirement, as per data size, we can increase that core also. Like large will be 816, and if custom it will be whatever we wanted to give that driver code. Okay, to run your pipeline, to run your job, to process your job. So as per your data load, as per your complexity of the transformations, you can build your cluster as per that requirement. Okay, so this is the very important steps, and we have to follow in the standard. It depends on the data sizes and depends on the task. Okay, so yeah, this was the very important thing to be considered whenever we will deal with the data in industry or in real-time example, in real-time project as well. So this is how we can troubleshoot our pipelines if we will get any kind of issue. Okay, and okay, and then, like, say, conclusion. In conclusion, we can say, like, copy activity is a backbone of Azure Data Factory pipelines. So enable secure and scalable data movement. So without copy activity, we cannot imagine to move data from one location to another location, whatever we have also seen in lab. Okay, and also it support the dozen of the connectors and works with structured, semi-structured and unstructured data as well. It's very easy to configure and yet powerful enough to enterprise scale and data integrations as well. And in next video, I will discuss on the self-hosted integration runtime, and I will make a self-hosted integration runtime and to move data from target locations to source location to the target location. So this will be very important sessions, and yeah, make sure to join and make sure to join and don't skip those video. It will be very helpful. And thank you so much for being the part of this journey. Let's learn, build and grow together right here on Maverick Clouds, and I'll show you in the next video. Thank you so much.